Even us as boys, we don't really sit down and say, "Jen." Obviously, gents will be encouraging each other to do the most. It's a this and this, and sometimes we're not encouraging each other in a good way. There's consequences to this that you're trying to do. Yes, you can sleep with this beautiful woman that you want. It's not just for guys, even for women also. Like a lot of women have given up their futures because of the wrong guys, sleeping with the wrong guy, being with the wrong guy. Now your whole future is derailed. Also, sometimes also young girls, we don't emphasize this enough, but young ladies also, you guys put yourself in compromising situations at times. A person can leave Josie, anazaga accommodation, anazaga booze, anazaga, but she's going to an event, go VIP. You now you're at the mercy of this guy that's buying you alcohol. You're at the mercy of this guy. He's dictating. No, this is when you're gonna sleep. This is what you're gonna eat. You're gonna sleep with my friend. What up, ladies and gentlemen? What it do, what it does. My name is Bonankau.
And you're speaking to today Tankao, aka the handsome twin. So today, guys, today is gonna be a very interesting topic. Episode 5. Ne?
Episode 5, touchdown.
I just thought we should spice it up a little bit. Let's speak about something that we didn't speak about when we were young, or we never got really taught about. Like sex, lust.
Yeah, this one is really for the boys. Yeah,
it's really for the gents. But so I think the main thing is like lust. Lust is a very big emotion. It's a very big thing that men need to overcome. Not all men are very lustful, but I'm saying there's a lot of guys who are lustful.
Yeah.
And it causes a lot of downfall for a lot of men. I mean, if you look at the situation of someone like P. Diddy had it all, billionaire, rich, swag, popular, whatever, and he lost it all because of his lustful nature or lustful tendencies. Someone else like R. Kelly, he lost that. So there's a lot of situations where you see people who have it all lose it all because of not being able to control their lust.
Guys want the bar.
Not being able to just say, what, today I'm just going home, or nah, not this specific person, or so things like that very like influence a lot of men's direction of life, if I should say, because if you can't control something like that, you're gonna lose a lot of things. There's a lot of guys who've lost their families because they couldn't control their lust, or the dad has like
10 kids.
Your dad has like 12, 10 kids, or you as a person have more than one child, and
different baby mamas.
So there's like so much that happens when you can't control your lust, as a person.
Yeah, I mean, for us as guys, lust is a very, very powerful emotion. A lot of guys have lost it. Like even guys, like you, for example, if you own a business, but you are orata basadi, so you spend a lot of money from your business to try and please women, to try and sleep with different women. So that's some of the things that holds us back as Jitas, because we're so focused on women. Like, but also, why did God make so many women? Like for every guy, there's like 7 girls. So I don't know what God was doing there. He means maybe we must have more than one.
Even Adam and Eve wasn't in a situation of lust.
Yeah,
trying to impress. I don't know.
Whatever. Yeah, so as young guys, also we lose a lot because of our lust, and lust is not just us chasing the girls. Lust could also be porn. Something like pornography. It affects all of us. Not all of us. Some guys don't watch it, but once you start watching it, it can be something that is hard to not watch.
Yeah.
I can, like me, for me as a guy, I wouldn't say I'm a guy who hasn't watched porn. We watch porn. So porn also does affect you in terms of your drive, like how you feel about yourself. When you've busted a nut, even the way you look at women is very, very different. You can't even engage with women the way you normally engage with women because of pornography. It's like an easy way out. You just go watch the video.
And it's weird when you think about it, because you're actually watching two people have sex.
It's so weird.
And it's not something you would do in real life. If they said maybe or you go to someone's room and there's two people having sex and you just chill there and you're watching. So if you think about it, it's kind of very sick and very, but if you think about it also with a lot of women, I feel like, especially with things like Instagram or OnlyFans and all that stuff, like a lot of women are also selling sex. They're selling
nudity.
If you get on Instagram, there's a girl who's posting with her bums out or her boobs out, or there's a lot of nudity online, and it's like, yes, we're saying to men, obviously, don't be so lustful and whatnot, but look at the amount of lustful things that a lot of young women are doing or portraying online. You get a girl who, dude, like OnlyFans. You're selling your body, you're selling your
The time
cakes.
we thought we could run away from your Pornhub and stuff. Now it's only fans there on Twitter.
Back in the day, like the only access you had to porn was that thing, ETV thing, and
late night,
late night
parents
and midnight.
sleeping.
12, parents are sleeping with no sheba. But now it's like readily
everywhere, yeah.
accessible. It's like you can't log on Twitter or something without seeing a young woman with her boobs out or with her bums out. And it's and then a lot of women, obviously, they look at men, man, you only like me for sex, or you only like this for sex, but men sexualize you, whatever. But look at the type of content that you're posting. You're posting very provocative content, and we're not saying that women are not allowed to post with their bikinis or with their underwears or whatever. It's your life. Do what you want to do. But if that's all you post, you're going to attract
a lot of people not to sexualize you.
Yeah, you're gonna also attract a lot of men who just want to sleep with you.
Yeah. So yeah, lust is very powerful for us as guys. Like personally, I know guys that, don't get me wrong, like we also used to be, like handsome guys. You know what I mean? So we also
still are,
handsome guys. We used to be obviously guys. When you're young, it's a bit easier. I think like people will call it a whole phase or whatever it is that it is. When you're young, it's very important to go through it, but a lot of people didn't get that education. I mean, in black families, we don't get that education where parents would have a sex talk with us. So you don't know the thing about the dangers of sleeping with multiple women and all that stuff.
So ties, what?
Yeah, so lust is very powerful for guys. Like men have lost a lot of things. Families, I mean, we all know men who cheat on their wives, and some women, bro, you cheat once, she's gone. She's not gonna give you a chance. Some women, they can be like, no, I can change him or whatever. But some women, you cheat on them once, my boy, it's child,
it's gone. So, and there's obviously a lot of things that contribute to lust. One, you go to a lot of, if a lot of guys who go to a lot of events, like if you phela ko bona teng, o tlo kopana le banyana, and especially if you drink a lot, as guys, sometimes when you drink or whatever, we test not speaking for myself, by the way, or speaking about the past me, but as guys, like sometimes how what do you want to do? You want to test yourself. Your ego steps in to say, he's a hot chick who maybe is giving you attention or whatever. Now what you share. So, things like that. I think alcohol also plays a big role in the downfall of men in terms of lustfulness, in terms of the type of decisions you make. Like, I mean, I thought about it the other day. You know how dangerous it is to actually go to groove and then leave with a woman you just met. There's so many guys who've been accused of rape in the morning because the girl wanted money and you couldn't pay. You thought you were dope or shady. You went home with the girl, and then in the morning it's like, yo, bro, I need 2,000 or I need 2005, and that time you don't have that. She goes and opens a case to say this guy raped me, but it's not necessarily the case. But for her, it was a transaction. For you, you thought, kashela, I won or whatever. So, alcohol also does contribute a lot to being lustful and making a lot of irresponsible decisions, especially with women. So
even something like lust is not just you watching it or whatever. Like that strong emotion, like you can try and hit on somebody's girl, or maybe go groove on a certain girl, you hit on her, and then what happens? Some of these guys are like kidi psycho. Some of these guys don't take this thing well. Then he's after you. He wants to fight you. He wants to kill you. He wants to embarrass you. So sometimes a lot of men have lost their lives because he just wanted to maybe sleep with this girl, but he didn't know, or he did know that this person had unale partner. So some of these guys are crazy. Like sometimes as a guy, you can also just die, or you can embarrass yourself just for something. Oh, hey, it's like, also, I personally wouldn't be a guy who fights for a girl. I feel like if you manage to take my girl, then it's heads off to you. But I won't be the type of guy who fights. But then the other guys who know, like, you don't obviously own the girl, but there's other guys who've invested a lot. He paid lobola. He took this girl to school. He taught her how to drive. He bought her a car. When you just come all of a sudden one day, wa shapa one round, o jela motho mosadi or o jela motho ngwanyana, and then your life just turns upside down because some of these guys they don't have that emotional maturity to say, ish, wabona. So sometimes also, guys, last drives us to it just opens up a can of worms that you didn't really expect. So it's very important to kind of see how you can, like, as you get older, try to be like much more conscious, much more intentional about what you're doing. I mean, it's not perfect. Like, you can see a girl today, we play little horror, I'm behaving, I'm a guy, and then a woman can just come and turn your life upside down.
Yeah, even things like the situations where people, like a guy now, you have more than 3, 4 baby mamas, because you couldn't control yourself sexually. You're sleeping with a lot of girls and you end up having babies with strangers, like these people. You met them to that groove, you guys had sex. A few months down the line, hey, junior's on the way, mang mang, junior's on the way, So, like, and that thing also, it changes your life. It messes up your life in a way. I'm not saying babies are not blessings, but it messes up your life in a way. Now you have maybe 4, 5, 6 baby mamas. How much money are you spending on maintenance now for every child? Or there's so much. There's guys who will get taken to court because they don't support their kids, and maybe it's not a thing of he doesn't want to support his child. He just doesn't have the financial means to take care of himself and his life and his bills. And then this new child with this stranger, So it does really impact your life because hola salary, you get money, and your money now is gone to like these 3, 4, 5, 6 baby mamas because of the last thing. So it's genuinely a real topic that we never discussed in
Even,
black families, like you
black
said.
families, even us as boys, we don't really sit down and say, gents, we obviously, gents will be encouraging each other to do the
Yeah, man,
most.
wala, them
Latangwalu,
shame,
shapangwalu,
you
it's a this and this, and sometimes we're not encouraging each other in a good way. Gents. There's consequences to this that you're trying to do. Yes, you can sleep with this beautiful woman that you want. It's not just for guys, even for women also. Like, a lot of women have given up their futures because of the wrong guys, sleeping with the wrong guy, being with the wrong guy. Now your whole future is derailed. You didn't get to go to school, you have a baby or something like this. And tomorrow you wake up and you're not really where you want to be because of all these small decisions that we didn't really get to sit and talk about as young people, as people, just to say, guys, lust is very powerful. So we're not saying it's easy. Like, there's no person that can come and say he's overcome his lust. But we have to be more conscious about some of the decisions we make, especially sexually, because
because in a
people
way you
have
also
went
never
back.
you never know who you're getting involved with. You can see someone, yes, this girl's beautiful, or this guy's handsome, but you don't really know who you're getting involved with because in that specific moment it's all about, "Oh, I want to sleep with this person," or you know but you never know, like, this person could be like a rapist, this person could be a bank robber, this person could be whatever, you name it. You never really know what you're getting yourself into with a person. That's why in the old days or in the Bible or whatever, they talk about how you need to sex before.
Some of these things,
Yeah,
like,
so they
hey,
speak about how you obviously need to only have sex after marriage because obviously that includes getting to know someone and blah 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 blah. But
Shapira
in
marriage,
today's
sex before
world, it's
marriage.
like, yo, dude, you meet someone today, and if you've got it like that, you've got the game. The girl
Shapa
likes
one night
you. You
stand.
you, you can shop a one night stand or whatever. But that one night stand could be the thing that turns your life
Yeah, I
around.
mean, a
Like,
lot of
bro,
guys have had one night stands, and it changed their life. Like, just from one night stand, something that you thought was just gonna be a quick in and out, it turned your life upside down. Like, maybe you might have lost your business, you might have lost your family, you might have inherited a new family that you didn't really plan for.
know.
So it's very important as guys, especially for men. Like, yo, guys, we need to be better. We need to do. I'm not saying it's easy. I can go without doing those type of things, but some of these things, they come back to haunt us in a bad way. But I guess it's that human selfishness sometimes,
Nature,
just
yeah.
to always want more. Like, I was asking myself the other day, like, how many women do you really want to sleep with for you to be like, to feel like I'm the man, or I'm fulfilled, or what? I guess we can never really know.
How many more do you wanna? But obviously, a big thing is I feel like with gents, it's the ego. It's more the whole last thing goes with your ego because now you feel like, okay, let me I get prove or I get, let me share this person or let me go for the hottest girl or let me, it has a lot to do with your ego. And I think if we as gents can manage our ego, like, because your ego is the one that pushes you to sometimes do things that you don't really want to do. And then you obviously regret it after. But if you can just tell yourself, this is like an ego thing. This is my ego speaking, and suppressing that feeling. Then you know,
Yeah.
because sometimes when I actually thought about it the other day, I'm like, some girls you don't really like them because you like them. You like me because you like her because she has
Sexy.
big boobs or
She's
she has a
sexy.
big bum, or you don't really like this person. You like that
You
specific
lustful. I'm
thing about her, and or even for girls, you could like a guy's body or his
or because he
muscles
drives a
or
nice car.
he
Or
drives a
he's,
nice car, or it's never really about, do you really like this person? Like, I want to get to know this person and date this person and see this person as my future, in my future.
yeah, so the
So
physical appearance.
sometimes, especially as gents, and it's something that I've seen about myself. Sometimes you obviously get those moments where you feel like, maybe let me go. Here's a hot chick, what mulata. But when you look at her, you're like, I only like her because she has big boobs. If I'm honest with myself, or I only like her because she has a nice ass, or she has a beautiful
Gorgeous
face,
face.
or whatever. It's never really about, I like this person and I
Because
see
of their
myself getting
personality. You
married
don't like
with to
because of
her. You
personality.
can't really like her because of her personality, because you don't know her. You just met her. She's a stranger walking in the street.
Yeah.
But it's a very sensitive topic, and it's a conversation we never had in black families. Like, your dad, okay, I don't know about other families, but my dad never sat me down to say this and this and this about sex,
They don't
or
even
this
show you
this.
how to put on
You
a
know,
condom, man.
you learn some of these things
Learn as you go.
online. You learn as you go, and that's where you make mistakes. People just, when I think about it, even what the subject in life, what is the subject? Hello
Life
didn't
orientation.
really teach us about sex like that. You didn't leave class thinking, okay, I know. And they don't teach you how to make informed decisions. That's, I think, the main thing is about being taught how to make informed decisions.
You learn how to put on a condom. Right now, you're about to go. It's
And
like,
it's
yeah.
like people have experienced situations where your condom burst, or hawaiiting a bida, or whatever. Or dude, besides even just the whole last one, is the situations where people are sick. You got HIV from this person, or you got STDs, or you got this and this. So there's so much that comes with lust, and the
Yeah.
negative consequences, that are there with lust, and that we don't speak
Yeah.
about and we take for granted. I
Yeah.
mean, back then there used to be this advert on TV about HIV. Shosholoza, like they were showing how it was a cartoon. I just don't remember the name of the advert, but this person will sleep with this person. This person has 4 partners, and this person sleeping with this person. This person has 6 partners or 2 partners, and it was just showing how, these people are all connected, and it's like, oh man, it's dirty when you think about it.
I guess it's also about us, like not just like friends, man. Like if your friends also encourage you, hey, but sharpara, so sometimes it's not just our decisions are influenced by our friends. We don't really. How many times, as like your group of friends, do you actually say, "Yo, dog, man, onale ngwanyana smart, onale chiri sharp, mona, wasanyale la, like it can't always be a boy ke na ra sharp, also sharp, go sharpan." Or one of those type of things, how we influence each other as we speaking from a man's perspective because we don't know obviously how the women do it, but like friendship influence goes both ways. Gore tšhomi molata this guy, o na le koloi e sharp, tšhomi o tla re rekela, wa bona, o tla re tshwara monate, o rekela di-champagne,
And with obviously a lot of guys, you get situations where if people know, "Hurrah, this person is lustful, or this person's weakness ke banyana," like that's how
Nyash,
they'll
want
get you.
nyash.
Downfall ya go, like if your enemies or whoever wants to take you down will send someone there to you, like, "Hey, they'll send this girl to you to seduce you to do whatever, and then she's got you, or whatever they want from you." So I'm not saying it's easy, or I'm saying I'm perfect, or I'm saying it's easy, but like, lust is a very serious thing that I feel like we need to talk to young
More
boys
about
about,
it.
and talk to men about, because there's men who have that experience of that lustful thing where he lost his family, and it's something that he cannot get back. Like, you lost your kids, you lost your business, you lost
Now
this and this
your
because
child's gonna be raised by
now
another
your
man
child's raised
because
by
you had like.
another guy because you couldn't keep your thing in your pants. So those are like real conversations that we need to have, and I feel like with where we're going in society. We need to have more honest conversations. And us as gents, like all the gents, I mean, we turning 31 tomorrow. Us as older gents need to talk to the younger guys, because you know how it feels when you were a teenager and you hit puberty, and now things are happening,
Wake
and
up rock hard,
it's
man.
like, what's happening? That's when we need to have conversations with young boys to say, look guys, condomize, or this and that and this and that. And there's also an issue of people young there's also an issue of guys who rape, and obviously rape is like very, very wrong,
Yeah, like,
so
there's
there's
no means
even
no.
even like, I don't ever recall like a meeting at school or like koholong or assembly or something where boys were told like, yo guys, no means no. Like, and we need to emphasize it. Like, we need to teach boys, and we need to teach them over and over and over again that no means no. And like,
Just being more conscious about
you know
being like, also as a guy, your reputation with women is very important. Like,
yeah,
there's some guys, they have this reputation with women, they know them, you are very aggressive, like women know you, hey, oh,
Shababasadi,
shapa
they hit
basadi,
you.
wetang. Or women know you as, okay, you're gentle, you kind, you know what I mean. We also gotta be like, we gotta treat our women a bit better, not even a bit better, much better,
Yes,
because
guys, yeah.
society is unkind to women, these guys who are raping little girls and whatever. So these are all, this all comes back to lust. Like, if you cannot control your sexual energy as a guy, you're gonna lose. You know what I mean? When we also, but also sometimes also young girls, we don't emphasize this enough. But young ladies also, you guys put yourself in compromising situations at
Situations,
times.
yo.
A person can leave. Ato mafikeng ay Josie, anazaga accommodation, anazaga booze, anazaga eng. But she's going to an event, into go VIP. You now you're at the mercy of this guy that's buying you alcohol. You're at the mercy of this guy. He's dictating, no, this is when you're gonna sleep, this is what you're gonna eat. You're gonna sleep with my friend because I'm buying you alcohol. Or now you're stranded, you don't have accommodation, you don't have transport. Now it's a thing of, okay, me and my friend are both gonna sleep with you. So sometimes also we don't talk
A lot
enough about
about,
this.
yeah,
But also, young women, you guys put yourself
very compromising.
in very compromising situation. Like, you go to groove,
Without money to go home, without money
yeah,
for drinks, without money for food or whatever.
even like
And
you pass out at groove. Like, sometimes it's very irresponsible, because now you passed out, you blacked out, some guy can just come and take advantage of you. Like, we there are many situations where a guy slept with a woman that was sleeping, but the guy had sex with the woman that passed out. You know what I mean? So these are very
that's
dangerous.
how, like you mentioned, that's how a lot of women get raped, because you put yourself in a situation where, and we're not condoning this, I'm not saying this is right, but we're talking about how also young women put themselves in these situations where you're at the mercy of a man, you're at the mercy of, you. And we guys, we see this every weekend. Girls go out, a lot of girls, and I'm not saying all of them, girls go out to groove without any money. Like, there's girls who literally go out to say, I know, we're
No
gonna
plans.
rona batwalo, we're gonna
One
drink those
province
guys
to
in
another
front, or
province.
guys will take care of us. There also is that element of entitlement that young girls have, and you get yourself in situations where you don't know, you're gonna go out to groove shop. These guys will buy. Guys don't mind. There's guys with money though. Hey, girls, come to our table, whatever. They don't mind that. But with you being a young woman, you don't know what you're getting yourself into, because you don't know who these guys are, what they deal with, or what So you
And
get.
then, yeah, because also, if he's done all these things, like, managing expectations. This guy comes, he went to pick you up, or he paid your bolt, he paid your Uber, he bought you drinks, he bought you food. You know what I mean? And some of these guys, you don't even like them like that. You're just using him because of his money. And then that's where the also expectation come in. What this guy is at this point where he's spending so much, he's buying all the Gucci, he's doing this, he's doing this. In return, he wants sex. I mean, there's no guy's gonna spend all this money on you and do this just for to
Mahalo.
get a lamza and go home. You know what I mean? So we're not condoning what a lot of these guys do, because there are guys where he can spend and do all of those things for you, and then you can say, no, I don't feel like it, and then he'll be like, okay, cool, no
Sure.
stress, I'm going home, let me drop you. You know what I mean? But there are certain men in our society that lust has overpowered them, and they make these irrational decisions, and then tomorrow you wake up, this person is accused of rape, this one has did this. So, hey, guys, sometimes also as young girls, you guys have to
Yes.
be more conscious about the
You gotta
decisions you
stop
make.
putting yourself in these situations. I mean, sometimes, ladies, if you don't have money to buy yourself drinks, stay at home. Like, where are you going? Like, sometimes it also just frustrates and annoys me with these girls. Like, you're going to Groove, you don't have any money, you don't have any transport, you don't have anything, but like, where are you going? Like, what's the hopes of saying, hey, I'm gonna find a guy in front? Or you don't know who these guys are. This guy might have gotten out of jail 3 weeks ago, 3 months ago. He's a rapist. You're there with him at Groove. He's buying you drinks. He spikes your drink. You end up, you see in the morning, hey, Mang Mang is missing. It's like, we're not saying that, like I said, we're not condoning it, but sometimes it's the girls that put themselves in those situations. It's like, you're on a highway and then you're gonna walk on the highway. There's a very big chance that you're gonna get hit by a car. So stop putting yourself in situations where you're gonna be hit by a car.
So, ladies, please, the older ones talk to the younger ones. Even something like spiking. There was this trend, or there is this trend where young women, or not even just young women, girls will. Obviously, I know me as a guy. I want you. You promise me this, whatever. You flirt. You know, and then you spike my drink. We go to my place. Then a guy wakes up. His TV's gone. The phones are gone. The cars are gone. You know what I mean? A lot of guys also get spiked. You know what I mean? Obviously, because what he wanted sex. So he's like, I'm going home with this girl. You go home with this girl. You get there. She spiked you. Tomorrow you wake up. They clean the bank. They clean the phone. You know what I mean?
Company laptop is gone. Everything.
So yeah,
Even guys, there's guys who spike girls. There's guys who put drinks in. There's guys who spike your drink, and now you don't know where you are. You're out of your mind, and then he left with you. He went to rape you. So, guys, always saying is like, let's make better decisions, especially about our body, our sex, lust, and whatever.
guys,
Let's make better decisions.
Even lastly, what I would like to touch on, guys, is pornography, guys. Yeah, pornography. People will obviously have two different perceptions. No, I'm pleasing myself. Others will like, no, pornography is not good. But as a guy, I know for a fact, porn kills that drive,
kills
that
it,
energy, that the ability to wake up in the morning. You can just bust a nut and then in the morning you're just like, you don't know what to do. You're not driven. You don't have that energy. You just like, let me just scroll on social media, watch TV,
and
blah,
it
blah,
also
blah,
kills
blah.
your energy with women, like being able to go
Interact.
talk and interact, and
now this girl is here, she's here, you can't even
freezing. So it's like it kills that
because
also.
you used to marry what big S BBL flip on your back, what
And it's like, and also with porn, obviously the expectations you have in your relationship won't be the same, because what you're watching on porn is not the same as what you're gonna get from your girlfriend, and now you feel like your girlfriend's not good enough because what you're seeing online is people who are trained and paid and whatnot, and your girl won't give you that.
Your girl to throw it back also.
No, your girl won't give you what you're seeing online. And with girls, obviously, the guy won't that you're seeing on the porn that you're watching, he won't last as long as your guy, because that guy might be using Viagra's, and there's a lot of things
I
that
saw
they
this
are
guy was
using.
trending. Man, Johnny Sins or whatever. Johnny Sins give that thing. Some other pod.
So those type of things, like the expectations, once you watch porn, also the expectations go, the expectation with your partner becomes like, and then you end up feeling like your partner's not doing enough, and then you go end up wanting to go test other people, and it's never enough, guys.
So
It's
as,
never
as,
enough.
a, as a young guy, you lose that alpha man. Like if you really want to see a difference, as I say, hit the gym and like leave the pornography, because now once you leave that and you're so confident, you become confident. Even the way you stand, even the way you interact with women, even the way you go after your goals, it's gonna be different. So if you're a guy who's been struggling with your goals and whatever, it's time to make the hard decisions. Leave some of the stuff that's been holding you back, and let's go, guys. Episode 5. We're only gonna keep giving you guys more.
This was a very interesting topic for us. It was very tricky to choose to do it, but we said let's do it. So guys, thank you so much for watching. Please do like, subscribe, and share, and tell other people to watch also.
Episode 5. We are here.